Hello, I'm Andy, and here's a program called A Star is Born on the 11th of January, and that's you, the star, listening to me. You were born on a very imaginative day, and this imagination can be used in any profession and even in areas of romance and marriage. You can have that wonderfulness about you with the talents you have of singing and dancing, and you make a wonderful chef, a wonderful cook, getting involved in the business of cafes or restaurants or importing and exporting food. You have wonderful planets like Saturn, very powerful, and they make you lucky with land. So, land to be used whether for building houses or buildings of any kind, being in the real estate agent, that would be something I would say worthwhile for you because you'll be able to use your imagination to sell properties to people or buy properties for people or invest in properties. And your imagination with land can push you on to be very creative in landscaping, making gardens beautiful, growing flowers. So, all that is benefiting you a great deal. You have a wonderful Venus position, which adds creativity to your imagination. The creativity of indoors, interior decoration, or outdoors, the gardens, landscaping, and also trendy kinds of business. Businesses that somehow catch the imagination of people for a while. And you will be one of those who can use these trendy situations. You could easily be in the business of theater or movies or entertainment of any kind, a singer, a musician, because you have these creative and imaginative planets. And they help you to project yourself on this to find some kind of attraction from people, to even become famous. You have a wonderful Mercury position, which gives you the writing skills, the speaking skills. You will be known for poetry, more on the drama, on the sad side of things, because you will always be attracted to the sadness of life, in romance especially. And you could write poetry or write stories or produce any kind of material to be able to deal with people and have that language of romance which normally ends in tragedy. You'll be very much keen on that. And as a speaker, you could be a very much good speaker in the sense you are a very emotional speaker for what you believe in, for what you want to teach. You'll be very emotional and you can do that well. You'll be able to use information technology quite easily. So you've got all that going for you. The problem is that you have some inferiority complexes, and emotionally, you have planets which are very unstable, so making you very moody and very changeable. And these inferiority complexes make you very touchy, so that you retaliate by being dominating and being stubborn when you don't like what's being said to you, whether they are true or not. So you must control this. Find out what these inferiority complexes are. Are they in the physical side of you, the mental side of you, the emotional side of you, and sort them out. And once you understand them, then you'll be all right. Could be a mother complex, it could be a father complex. You have planets that make you overreact when some things are done or said to you because the planets of arrogance are seen. So you tend to be a person with very low tolerance and low teamwork, which you must improve as well. And lastly, stay away from anything secretive because these emotional areas, planets of yours, they tend to get you involved into complicated love affairs. And that's always ends up being disclosed or not going very well. So you are born on a day where all the talents are there and the obviousness is all for you to make them better. And you can make them better by using logic, common sense, facts, and figures because you'll be overly emotional. You'll cry very easily when you're not happy about things. You'll break down emotionally when you're totally lost. So get the logic side, the facts and figures side before you even enter any situation, whether business, whether job, whether love affairs, whether family. Become real, and that's how you will strengthen. The weak side of your horoscope is the emotional side, which represents love affairs, family, and marriage. So that's where you get to do better. You are a person who can be academic or can be hands-on, which means your education may not be up to college or up to universities, but you could learn doing some things, and the passion with which you learn, you put the imagination and creativity there, and that's how you will do well. Your positive ages, I'm going to give you some samples of ages, which in your lifetime, this is only one cycle. Cycle is just called a period of time. So I'm going to give you an example of some positive ages as a cycle. And you will do very well. You'll do very well at the ages of 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, or even 90 years old. You'll have the energy to be able to cope with all that's offered to you and make it a success. As you approach these ages, you will see things getting together, support coming. As you enter these ages I've mentioned, you will see results will bring rewards. Just like you have good cycles, you will also have some bad cycles. I'll give an example of negative cycles, which are negative ages. So you have to be very cautious, very, very cautious that at the ages of 20, 29, 38, 47, 56, 65, 74, 83, or 92 years old, whether it's the emotional areas, firstly, they can break up very, very easily. As you approach these ages, things get worse and worse, they get out of hand. And as you enter these ages I've just mentioned, you are totally lost. Not only in the emotional areas, but also job wise can be lost, business can suddenly take a turn for the worse, and even health areas. You can break down in terms of emotions. So, this is a sample of ages. When you see me for a 90-minute session, which will only cost you USD $50 to know your next 9 years, I will show you in the 9 years your up cycles and your down cycles so that you can be prepared. And so, regarding job and business, that's a very interesting thing to talk about because born on the 11th of January, that imagination you have, you can use it as a skill. The trouble is that you will tend to chop and change, move from one job to another. And because of these changes, you lose time. You have to start all over again. So try to minimize changes by thinking long term, not always short term. And in terms of job, business, finances, there are many planets you have of doing it on a very big scale. It all depends on what ages you are and in which calendar years you are. That's how we work out the possibility of going to very great heights of success, which you can do. You can do because you have mighty planets like Saturn and Mars and Venus, and they together they form a very powerful combination of possibilities to be very famous and to be very well known in things of job, business, or whatever you do. In terms of partnerships, you do make an easy partner, but the trouble is you're not able to sustain what you want in areas of emotions because you're changeable, you're moody, and so your rhythms of energy and emotions go up and down, up and down. It's not easy to live with somebody like you. They will never know when the good luck and happiness you will show, or when suddenly you will go into a spiral, become moody, and go on to depression. Yes, that's very possible with you. Your partnerships of any kind, your compatibility has to be very carefully thought of because on one end you have powerful planets, on the other end you have the weak planets. You can go from extreme to extreme. So on a good day, a good age, a good year, you'll be riding high. On a bad day, a bad age, and a bad year, you'll be just down in the dumps. And that's why you will have difficulties in appreciating people. So try your best to marry later than earlier. But the way I see in my experience, born on the 11th of January, they start falling in love very early and the emotions take on to find security in the way of marriage and doesn't seem to last very well. And then children will follow and the complications will start. So it's good for you one day to see me for a 90-minute session. It'll only cost you USD $50 just once. And I will show you at least to get the foundation of your next year's, where it stands and how you can improve it as well. Regarding health, if you're a lady listening to me, I'm very worried that your gynecology areas, the womb, the breast, and the ovaries, they are really exposed to problem. Or your palms will show at what ages these problems will show, what ages they will start to happen. And also your stomach, you're born with a digestive area, which can only get from weakness to worse, because that's how the horoscope shows. When I have your full date of birth, including not only the 11th of January, but also the year of birth, and then the time of birth, and then to be able to read your palms. Your palms, as I said, are very, very special. They are the work of the soul, and the soul is mapping out day by day what's going to happen for you for your future. And based on all that, I'll be able to get you exactly to know what ages to marry and what not to, and the compatibility which I can do for you. So you see, born on the 11th of January has a lot of scope going, but you need the guidance from me. And you need the guidance not only for love areas, but in areas of which cycles will take you up, take you down. Well, I'm willing to do all that, and the cost is only USD $50. And I'll show you many other ways. And if you like financial speculation, whether it's stock market, whether it's the casino, whether it's the lottery, I will also look at your palms. And if I see the mystic cross there on your left hand or right hand, then I will know that it's time for you to do financial speculation and to be able to reach out for to become very, very special. So with all that information is how you can be special. Really, a star is born on the 11th of January, but the star has to be fine tuned with the advisor like me. And that's how you will know exactly where you stand and avoid all the pitfalls, all the trouble ages or calendar years, so that you go and don't get trapped in it. Well, here's my email. Send me this email if you wish to have this 90-minute session. Remember, the cost is only USD $50. In the meantime, I wish you good luck. Thank you. Goodbye.